What's up, YouTube? I'm back. Today, I wanted to recap the previous video that I had shot, but unfortunately, it didn't have any audio. So we're kind of back to a place where I really wanted to re-record this and make sure that this information doesn't get left out. Because I had created a video um, earlier this month, or maybe a couple of weeks ago, where I talked about what is the BOI filing and why business owners in the United States need to file for that. So essentially, it was like a federal mandate, more of a compliance item that was requested from the federal government to make all of the LLC and small business owners notify the federal government about what sort of ownership stake do they have in the company, and things like that. So it was all falling under this thing called the CTA, or the Corporate Transparency Act. All right. Now, I have really good news for the folks that did not file this and have really waited till the last minute, the 11th hour, because this law basically came in last year, and then there was a the law essentially requested all of the business owners to file their BOI reports by the end of this year. Um, and then, a lot of tax accountants, corporate lawyers, etc., they started adding the BOI services. Again, it ranged for anywhere from like 50 to like $200 per LLC, but they were willing to do the work for the business owners and stuff like that, so that folks could just focus on their own businesses and things, and focus on what's really making money for them, and on their business itself, right? So I was on the fence, you guys, about using Matt Sorensen's team, and about like filing my BOI reports. Honestly, the one of the reasons why I didn't actually do that is because I was a little bit confused about like whether I need to file a BOI for every single LLC, and then like what address should I be using, because should I be using like my registered agent's address, or should I be using like my virtual mailbox address, or like my like my primary address at this point. So I was a little bit confused around that, and also the cost of filing the fees was like pretty expensive, especially for somebody like me who is, I'm still self-funding my businesses, and um, basically trying to break even and get into a profit. So an additional $200 per LLC is actually quite a lot. In fact, just to let you guys know, like, all of the pricing around this, I like the cost to open the LLC was just $350. So the cost to file this additional compliance kit was like another $200 on top of that, which is like, why is it so expensive for small businesses to like set up a business and run things here in America, right? So I'll quickly just share my screen. Pretty exciting news, and I just wanted to make sure I do reach out to anybody that was on the fence, or was considering about it, or just wants to know more information around what is the status of the current BOI filing and where we stand with all of that, right? So let me go ahead and share a few context slides that I had, you guys. Um, and for those of y'all that catch this later on, please do leave a comment and let me know if you guys have already filed your BOI reports or not. Okay, so I did post this video. What is FinCEN and how to stay in compliance as an LLC and business owner in 2024? And here's a short clip where I was actually complaining about like the cost of filing these reports and things like that, especially for a small business owner like me. And you can hear it right. So there I was complaining about it. I was like, oh no, where am I going to get another $200 for LLC? This is going to be quite a lot, right? And then I just want to call out what would happen if we did not file our BOI reports. So this was the penalty for it. There was going to be civil penalties for up to $591 per day. So this is a daily penalty, and it accumulates quickly, resulting in a substantial financial burden. That's amazing, government. Thank you. And there was also criminal penalties for more severe consequences of up to 2 years imprisonment and up to $10,000 in fine. So there was a lot riding on this, and this was like a big ask from the government. There's like millions and millions of small business owners, you guys, and a lot of them don't even use technology. Like I am helping so many businesses, setting up their websites and setting up their Google, their business emails and things like that, right? And they're like purely Spanish speaking, and I actually have to go meet with them like at a place and like talk through everything through pen and paper. So there's a lot of small businesses that would have gone out of compliance because they just weren't reading the reports about, oh, there's this thing called a BOI and we need to file that and stay in compliance and things like that. So anyway, so that was a very substantial fine that was called out with this law, and the date of submitting all of this was January 1st, 2025. So the new thing to call out here is that we have a new injunction. So now the government has the government rule to the CTA and the filing of the BOI and things like that, those have been deemed unconstitutional by Texas Judge Mazzant. And I wanted to share the the details of like the actual court filing that happened. So Judge Mazzant from the Texas Stop Cop Shop has filed in this injunction for us. And honestly, you guys, check out Clear Value Tax. He is an incredible resource for financial news and financial literacy. He's also recently submitted his application to Doge, and I fully support that. I've been following following Brian Kim for like over 3 or 4 or 5 years. And I'm just really appreciative of his work, and he makes me want to create content and bring financial literacy to more folks. So if you guys are not following him, please do subscribe. He is an excellent resource. And here in a second, I'll play you a portion of his video as well, where he talks about like what grounds is this bill requested to hold on, and what is the time duration, and what do business owners need to do right now. So 3 things employers need to know about this recent Corporate Transparency Act injunction. This did come out like yesterday, but the news has been out for over 4 or 5 days now. As I mentioned, I did create a video for this earlier, but I guess there was some problem going on as I'm trying to upgrade my technology, and I just wasn't able to add that audio to that live. So anyway, CTA back January 1st, 2025. From now, the federal government wanted these beneficial ownership information disclosed. But Judge Mazzant from Texas has come in with an injunction on December 3rd. So this is actually fresh off the plate, right? Like just seven days ago. And his injunction has been wide injunction, right? So the history of this was that there was also Alabama. There we go. So the Alabama court had given there was a reasoning similar to the Alabama court that was already done earlier this year, but that was not a nationwide injunction. But however, the one that Texas Mazzant has put in now, that is nationwide. So with this um, federal injunction, there's basically going to be a discussion on the court level if this is legal, if this is required, things like that. And then if that ruling actually does come in, we will find out. So compliance deadlines and enforcements are on hold. This is big. So for people like me that really hadn't submitted your BOI and things like that, now the January 1st deadline does not hold. So we are good there. And just to call out over here, guys, prepare for uncertainty. So there may be or the change in the requirement that may come up, or the injection itself might be removed, and they may proceed with the BOI filing reports. In that case, just look out for any further information that comes out around this, and make sure that you guys are going to be in compliance. And I'll definitely make a video around it as well, as and when I get more information about it. So how did I really hear about all of this stuff? Because a lot of you guys like that are maybe on my channel are like, huh, what is a compliance report? What is this BOI stuff? I didn't catch your previous episode 5. What is FinCEN? Don't make me. Okay. Well, I will still point you to clear value tax. Go check out his video. Why this BOI report has been declared unconstitutional. But right out of the gate, you guys, there's this really interesting part that he covers over here around why, what was the reasoning behind it. So let's listen to Brian one time. Oh, I totally agree. Like, and the Fourth Amendment is, um, let's look at what the Fourth Amendment is, right? So the Fourth Amendment, simplified. All right. So the Constitution, through the Fourth Amendment, protects people from unreasonable searches and seizures by the government. This is absolutely true. A small business is a state issue, it's not a federal issue. And the mandate to ask millions and millions of business owners and LLC, small business owners to actually file this BOI with the federal government is definitely a overreach and an extension of their regular duties. So whew, small businesses would face compliance costs up to $22 billion, y'all. This is just money coming out of like circulation and going back into like the government and things like that. It's a big ask. It's a big ask. Yes, so this was a huge one, you guys. So, like, honestly, one of the main reasons why I have 6 different LLCs is because of privacy and protection. That's why people create LLCs and small businesses, all right? It's because you want to limit your liability about what happens in a specific business to that business. And you don't really want all of your information about like business ownership or and all of that just floating around the internet. And they did not call out how they are going to safeguard our personal information. This is huge because, like I said, privacy is a very, very important thing. Like, you don't want, the tenants of your house or, a disgruntled tenant, for example, to know where the landlord lives with his like wife and family and stuff, and they're able to go knock on their door or create an altercation for some sort because something didn't happen, or because in the real estate space, which I'm also going to talk a lot more about in this channel and stuff, um, you do get cases like that. You do get instances where like an investor has a property and there's a disgruntled tenant or something like that, they're just not happy with them, and they will show up at the house going like, hey, like, I demand service right away for XYZ things. And even though there are like other recourses that you can take as a tenant or as a landlord, right, these are all statutes and like rules and responsibilities that are already published on the state level. So awesome. So I'm here. I was just mentioning the BOI being unconstitutional and stuff, but this does segue off to a separate conversation, you guys, about why we want to have separate LLCs, about the holding company structure and things like that. I am going to make a separate video about my own personal corporate holdings, how they're set up, what are the different businesses that I'm running across my marketing agency and my real estate acquisitions and like and buy and hold things. And again, like a lot of this information is um, not new. It does come from some pretty well-to-do folks that have made it in their own capacity, and and I guess the blueprint is available to us and we can use this, and a lot of rich people use it as well. So yeah, it's all about like utilizing what currently exists and uh, what rules exist in the game and how you can play it. So I will cover that holding company and things like that in a separate call. I think there would be quite a few folks that would be interested in that. But today I just wanted to cover the latest news on the BOI report and how that is not required from a compliance standpoint for small business owners. As you guys just saw, that was probably a big respite for a lot of business owners, including people like me, which would have costed us like over thousands of dollars really to have to file all of these things and then give our information away to a federal centralized government again, which uh, did not really need all of this information. And again, it was sort of an overreach on their end, um, and sort of infringing upon what the states are required to do. And we are already doing that with the states. We are already filing with the states, and we let them know who we are and how we are operating. There's an operating agreement. There's a formal process about being a business owner. And if you guys have any more questions around that, please let me know as well. And let me know in the chat. I'll make a video about it as well, like how to set up an LLC and how I've done that in the past and things like that. So awesome, guys. That was it from me. I hope this was valuable and helpful for somebody. And keep subscribed and do hit the bell thing so that you can let me know so that you can know when I'm going live again. And thank you. Have a great rest of the day. God bless you guys. Take care.